Alright, so let's get to business. Solving rational equations. It's no longer expressions, it's going to be an equation because there's going to be an equal sign in there. So, start off fairly simple, shall we? I have 1 over x equals to 6 over 5x plus 1. Now technically this 1 is over 1, right? So the first things first, we have to find the least common denominator. What's our least common denominator? Well, we see here we have an x, we have a 5x, and we have a 1. So our LCD would be 5x. It's the same way that you find the LCD if you had 5/3 plus 4/5 equals to 1, right? Well, not equals to 1, but equals to x over 1. So it'll be the same thing. We have to put things together. In this case, we put the 3 and the 5 together and multiply to get 15. So anyway, same concept. Nevertheless, our next step is multiply everything by the LCD. So in this case it's 5x, so that'll be 5x times 1 over x equals to 5x times 6 over 5x plus 5x times 1. Okay? And the reason why we're doing that is if we technically put all of these 5x's that we're multiplying everything over, we can actually see what we can cross cancel out. So in this case, an x cancel out with an x, so that leaves me with 5 times 1, which will just be 5, equals to, in this case, the 5x and the 5x cancel out, so that leaves me with 6, and 5x times 1 is just plus 5x. Now this looks a whole lot simpler to do now to solve for the equation. So now I get to subtract the 6 from both sides, and that leaves me with -1 equals to 5x. Now what's left to do? Divide both sides by 5, and x equals to -1 over 5. So we have solved for one equation. All right. Let's do another, shall we? Do one more. That's fairly simple. I have 1 over 6x squared equals to 1 over 2x plus 7 over 6x squared. Okay, so the first thing first is we must find the LCD. In this case, we see that the highest number of x's that we have, right, compared to all three, is 2. And then the highest number that they all can multiply to compared to all three will be 6. So my LCD will be 6x squared. So we take this 6x squared and we multiply it by everything. So this would be 6x squared times 1 over 6x squared equals to 6x squared times 1 over 2x plus 6x squared times 7 over 6x squared. Now, going back, got Christmas colors. Going back, putting all of these 6x squareds over 1, we see what we can cross cancel out. But here, the whole 6x squared cancels out and I'm left with 1. Then, I say 2 can go into 6 3 times, and one of these x's cancel out, so that'll be 3x times 1 will just leave you with 3x. And then 6x squared and 6x squared cancel out, and then that just leaves you with plus 7. So now we go one extra step and see what else we can do. So subtract the 7 from both sides, and that leaves you with -6 equals to 3x. Then we divide by 3 on both sides, and x leaves us with -2. Now the best way that I don't have enough time and space on my computer right now is to plug this in to double check. Okay, and I guarantee you get the correct solution. All right, let's beef it up just a tad bit. I have a minus 2 over a plus 3 minus 1 equals to 3 over a plus 2. Well, what is my least common denominator here? Well, technically this is over 1, so there's no real denominator. But if I'm looking at it, I see that I have an a plus 3 and an a plus 2, so my least common denominator is both of those terms, a plus 3 and a plus 2. So I'll multiply everything by a plus 3, a plus 2. So that'll give me a plus 3 times a plus 2 times the a minus 2 over a plus 3 minus a, I'll just leave it as minus 1 times a plus 3 times a plus 2. Make sure I wrote that down correctly. Yep. Equals to 3 times a plus 2 times a plus 3. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, this crosses out with this, and then I'm left with a plus 2 times a minus 2. Another quick way to look at it is you can also look at what your LCD is and see what's missing from the bottom and multiply it by that as well. So I just did it for long way purposes. If I do that, that gives me a squared plus 2a minus 2a minus 4, right? And then over here, nothing cancels out, but I actually have to FOIL and then distribute. So that will actually give me negative 1 times, well, this is a squared plus 2a plus 3a plus 6. And if I distribute the minus 1, that'll give me minus a squared. And then these actually become 5a. So minus 5a minus 6 equals to, this was 3 over a plus 2. So the a plus 2 cancels out, and that leaves me equaling to 3 times a plus 3. And if I have to distribute, that gives me 3a plus 9. So the only thing I need to clean up is this one right here. That makes 0. So I have a squared minus 4 minus a squared minus 5a minus 6 equals to 3a plus 9. So actually my a squareds cancel out, right? And then I am left with negative 5a, and then I can combine together negative 4 and negative 6, which will give me a negative 10 equals to 3a plus 9. Okay? So now we need to solve. So subtract the 3a from both sides, because I like my a's on the left hand side most of the time. And that gives me negative 8a minus 10 equals to positive 9. So I'm almost done. So I add a 10 to both sides, and that'll give me negative 8a over equals to 19. So now divide by negative 8 by both sides, and a equals to negative 19 over 8. Then we plug that in, but I know you guys are not because you hate fractions, back into your equation to double check yourself. All right.